Thank you for joining us for another Know Your E&O. My name is Carrie Sadefsky, and I am the Director of Professional Liability here at IIAT.
And I'm Gunnar Kephart. I work in the E&O department with Carrie and the rest of the team.
We wanted to make sure that we took a little bit of time today to talk to you about a new Senate bill that passed, Senate Bill 1367, and the effect it might have on your E&O and just the insurance marketplace. So effective September 1st, 2021, the insurance agents' professional liability forms and rates are no longer required to be filed with the Texas Department of Insurance. This has always applied to non-admitted policy forms, but now it will apply to admitted forms as well for specific classes of business, and professional liability or errors and omissions is one of those classes. So we believe there is some potential for some interesting outcomes from the bill for both carriers and agents, and so we wanted to talk to you a little bit about that today. So Gunnar, do you want to talk about impact on carriers?
Sure. As time goes on, we think that there's going to be some effect on both the coverages and the processes. We think carriers will be able to alter their admitted forms much more easily and become more like non-admitted carriers. Non-admitted carriers in the past have been free to alter their forms and their rating without filing them. Now that applies to carriers that are using admitted forms. And we'll see that some E&O carriers who want to increase their market share can use their freedom to enhance their coverages and hopefully attract new clients. On the other hand, E&O carriers who want to reduce their exposure, maybe reduce their writings of agency E&O, can restrict or remove coverages. At this point, it's unclear about the impact of the bill on rates or whether or not higher limits are going to be available. But in the last year, rates have been fairly firm, and we've been seeing terms offered to agencies a little bit more restrictive. We're kind of trying to prepare our clients and our members to get ready for the effect on their upcoming renewal. You have some thoughts about that, Carrie?
Yeah, it's interesting, Gunnar, since it's so early. To your point, we don't really know what the effects are going to be, but we are trying to prepare ourselves and ultimately you all for what might be coming and how that can affect your own E&O renewal. So, for example, there could be more restrictions in coverage, as Gunnar stated, or there could be looser, broader coverages available. It all kind of depends on how the market responds. But there's at least 3 suggestions that we'd like to share with you as you prepare for your own renewal. And this applies whether you are an E&O policyholder through IIAT or through another broker. The same suggestions would apply to you. So one is to start your process as early as possible. This year in particular, knowing that these changes could be impactful to you. So one good rule of thumb is, hey, shoot for a 60-day. Start that process at 60 days. Don't wait to 30 or 15 days like sometimes we see. And the reason for that is just so that if there needs to be flexibility in your marketing strategy, then you have time to adjust and obviously to take the time to when you get your quote back that you are reviewing it yourself, right? Don't just depend on your broker, but reviewing it yourself to make sure that the coverages are as you requested, and if they're not, you've got time to make those adjustments. So part of that review when you fill out your application is take a second to think about, have you done any changes to your operations in the last year, or are you looking to adjust any of your operations or exposures in the coming year? And the reason you'd want to do that, same as any other policy term, is to make sure that it's addressed correctly in the policy form. So our major advice is just take a second. Really look through what you're doing, think through what you need, and make sure that you're communicating that with your broker. And then finally, as stated, when the proposal does come back, take the time again to review it, go through it with your broker or your agent, and obviously just make sure that you understand it, and then if corrections need to be made, that those are addressed. So again, going back to that first point, the more time that you have to do that, the better.
That sounds really good. Time's going to tell how the bill actually affects our coverages, so it's going to take a little while.
So we just want to make sure that you know that the IIATE team, we're on your side. This is what we do every day, is advocate for you. And we care about your business. We want you to be successful, and we take that very seriously. So at the end of the day, let us know if you have any questions or concerns, or if we can be helpful to you. That's what we're here for.